The world of smartwatches is a treacherous place right now. You only need to check the news to tell you that. Fitbit is buying everything and anyone in sight, and the projections for the future are grim. There's a lot of variety with smartwatches and even more confusion about what it'll do to enhance your life. So what would it take to get you into the game? What would you like it to do? It can give you some time back from a busy day, notify you if there are any phone calls or calendar notifications just at a glance at the wrist. Limited response features can take the stress out of missing a call because you can always see who's contacting you. Connectivity-wise, you can connect a set of Bluetooth headphones to control music or other key features. You may want it to be both Android and iOS compatible. And therein lies the majority of the difficulty. One of the most expensive options out there is the Apple Watch. Prices ranging from £299 all the way up to $15,000 makes it a heavy hitter regarding the finances. There's a lot of hype about the watch, and none of it enticed me, except for the build quality. It looks significantly more respectable and mature than some of its Android rivals. My biggest gripe about it, except about the price point, is that average use is cited at being at a day at best. While I have no issues charging my gadgets nightly, and have to have a good enough reason to be sure that this is a, quote, I can't function properly without this, end quote, device, before spending that type of cash on something that you might not end up bothering with. Your mileage may vary, of course, but if you don't like to charge your phone nightly, then you may want to skip on this option. The original Pebble was a fantastic success, and something that I had initially dismissed as being a bit crappy with its plastic build and obnoxious buttons. It took me a long time to realise the pure ingenuity behind something so simple. At a time when the device was €99, it was an enticing prospect for anyone looking to get into the smartwatch game, who didn't mind the geek chic that the watch had to offer. One of the biggest things that the Pebble Time had to offer was its 7-day battery life. That and the ability to swap between iOS and Android was a formula that was set to be a winner. Right now, since its acquisition by Fitbit, means that support for older models will eventually die out, which unfortunately means buying one second-hand wouldn't be considered a wise investment. However, it will be fascinating to see the results of what will rise from the ashes. Yes, before you ask, Razer is in the smartwatch movement, sort of. They presently have 3 devices, one of which is the Nabu, and something that maintains to be rather difficult to get a hold of. The Nabu has some unique features, like the ability to swap contact details when you shake hands with somebody who also has a Nabu. I can imagine for gaming conferences like PAX or DreamHacks that this would be something really useful. It's also more discreet than traditional smartwatches. With the screen on the inner wrist side, it makes it much more subtle for notification delivery. However, if the Nabu is unavailable in your area, then another option is the Nabu X, and that isn't a bad thing. I personally prefer the design of the Nabu X, and at the price point of €59 with free delivery, it makes it a no-brainer who's just either starting to look into smartwatches or just wants something to keep them going. Now, the 3-dot display isn't for everyone, and apps are limited. They also have the Nabu Watch, which is more traditional in its styling but has the same functionality as a Martian watch, with a private screen built into its watch face. This does give someone the option who's already brand loyal a way of keeping connected. While the future might be perceived to be bleak, there's a lot of traditional watchmakers and fashion industry getting in on the action. Most of these watches are running Android Wear. For instance, Casio has their own range of smartwatches geared towards the more outdoorsy person. With built-in GPS, their watches are geared towards hiking rather than anything more suburban. Fossil has its offerings, and they're more traditional in style but has the benefit of being run on Android too. It just goes to show that in the Android Wear space there's an enormous amount of variety, so it's very easy to find something that would suit your style. What do you think? Do you have any suggestions? Is there any major player I've missed out on? If you know of any, please feel free to drop it in the comments down below. As always, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at ShouldYouCareYT, and you can find the blog version of this video on myspecious.com. If you've liked this content, don't forget to check out my other videos and to like and share on your favourite social networks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.